Hello, welcome back to Tarot by Andy. Thank you for being here. This is my vibrational reading. Please do your own research for entertainment purposes and allegedly. And I know I got it at the wrong angle right now, but I want to hurry up and get this done. Because the dogs are going to start barking because Dad's going to come home from golf, so I want to get this done as quickly as I can. So I want to check to see if Harry is in the hospital working on his mental health, and did the family come in and get him? Privately, it's looking that way, and Markle's looking at the Four of Pentacles to see what kind of money she can get out of it. So I'm going to see what the cards say right now. I'm going to do it on camera here. So what's going on with Harry? What's going on with Harry right now? Where's Harry and what's going on with Harry right now? Where's Harry and what's going on with Harry right now? What's going on with Harry right now? What's going on with Harry right now? Right now, yeah, someone came towards him. This is being love bombed and something accelerating quickly. A very rapid change came about. Challenging position. Was the breakup, divorce. Yeah. The addictions. Yeah, breaking up his mental illness. The Devil upright is a illness card. It is due to substances, hedonism, trying to break up that low vibe conscious bonding, trying to break up the fact that he undermines his own existence, which could be, as we've talked about, unaliving yourself, undermining his own existence and trying to control it by breaking ties with it, freedom from it, and basically also due to the breakup with Meghan. So it's looking like it, yeah. Let's get to the focal point. Focal point, focal point. What's Harry's focal point? Focal point would be Meghan Markle's words, yeah. Like I was saying in my last spread, she's very manipulating and she was probably coaxing to do it. You can break up with me and you can also break up your addictions with me. We can completely break ties with this enmeshment. We have next position here is freedom from, being in a mental prison here. He set himself up here. She's telling him, you set yourself up. Hidden energy. What's the hidden energy? The hidden energy, the hidden energy, the hidden energy. Yeah, he's in a mental prison. The hidden energy was the fantasy was over. Not knowing who to trust. The truth is out. A lot of fantasy illusions. She probably told him, hey, this was all shared fantasy. You know, the fantasy of Meghan and him and their love story is done. So there was a rush that came in that got him. Past position that doesn't serve is getting attention, winning, succeeding, getting acknowledgement, feeling like a winner in life. He knew that they would never win. It was just living in a mental prison, really. The feelings in the situation was life felt like a bad nightmare. Weeping, tears, insomnia, rumination, the spiral of negative emotions, doomed mindset, crying, weeping, obsessing over uncomfortable with past actions and behaviors taken. It's a worst case scenario. Yeah, so he felt like life was really crashing down on him, really miserable. Outside influences, the fact that he had no home, unstable home and work environment, not being invited to parties and celebrations, built on quicksand, the relationships built on quicksands, unhappy in groups and parties, not fitting in, feeling very unstable, breakdown in communications, unhappy in group parties, just unhappy, toxic environment, moving out, leaving. So leaving the home of California, leaving California, yeah. Hopes and fears, returning home. Yeah, returning home with the Five of Pentacles in reverse. He now has a place to belong. Hope is here. It's the end of difficulty. Going back home, finding a new purpose in life, understanding the highs and lows of life in general. Final outcome we have here, trying to understand his behavior, which was morally corrupt. Very morally corrupt behavior. He's going to have to do some atonement here. And with that Eight of Wands here, so let's get some publicly, he's going to need to. Morally corrupt behavior, yeah, very unbalanced. And the law, that's the legal card. So he felt everything was unbalanced with Meghan, that she was going to get him in court. Also, he kind of lost his court case too, only getting 500 pounds. So it's kind of losing. So I think there's a combination of problems here. This here, I'm going to, yeah, dualities of the immoral behavior and wanting to cut out of it. He knows it was lies, it wasn't truth. There was no truth in it. So the dualities, everything was morally corrupt with the partnership, with that pairing up with her. And then we have here, he just, arrested development, young, negative messaging. This here, it was bad emotional news that the family got. So he went home. He left Montecito, and he now has a place to belong at another home. And it was very unstable, a lot of weeping, tears, her just calling the shots here, telling him what to do. She was a social media expert here. The next position here. The fact that also there is no children, she never did carry. That's also part of the morally corrupt behavior and the lies here. And realizing he played a part in it, and total arrested development here. Just, basically negative announcements. It was a negative announcement. He has poor emotional growth. He's very wounded and vulnerable with this Page of Cups in reverse. We have here, yep, now he has the comforts of life. He now has that stable environment with the fruitions of life. He can now maybe get some personal security. So he's being in a secure position, trying to heal and mend through the stages of grief and depression and come to acceptance with the Five of Cups, hoping for forgiveness and acceptance. He has a lot of relationship issues, a lot of deep disappointment. It's the Mourning card, feeling abandoned, lots of loss and regrets, going through literally the stages of grief. It's time to get on with life. He was fence-sitting detached away from Markle for quite a while in a different place, and now wanting acceptance back into home with the Knight of Wands in reverse, taking action, movement, and change, and going and blazing a new path. So blazing a new path here with change. So it's looking like it, yeah. It's looking like he's ready for change now. He's tired of her calling the shots. Let's get that Knight of Wands, blazing a new path. What's his new path? What's his new path? What's his new path? His new path? His new path is no longer working with Markle. Just ending it, wanting full stop to blazing the path with her. He knows that whatever he did work-wise, that slow and steady wins the race was never going to happen. There was no gains there, and basically no longer taking movement action towards the jobs and the works that he was doing with her before, because it's all built on lies and sneaky behavior and deception, working against people. The jobs were all a bunch of lies, and he was part of blazing that path. He wants to blaze a new path now. So where's he heading now? Where's Harry heading now? Where's Harry heading now? Where's Harry heading now? He is now trying to gain peace. He knows he's not at peace right now. That lamb is in reverse. That represents peace. He's not at peace right now. He has not attained it. So right now I would say that he's just trying to find it. But he knows that he's been in an abusive narcissist relationship of control, lacking confidence, low character, getting very sick with the hedonism, overconsumption of the drugs and alcohol, overconsumption. So it sounds almost like a detox with psychological help. He was all about doing it to shore up his image, almost too much fun, became very sick, low integrity, low in character, had no self-discipline with the lies on the job. So basically through drug addiction and abuse and narc behavior of his wife, narc behavior on his own part, through lies, through overconsumption of substances, he became very sick. And now he needs to break up with that devil dark side of himself. He needs freedom from her and freedom from the marriage. He needs to break the chains that bind them. He also needs to break the chains of his hedonism, of his substances, being on puppet strings and being controlled by her words. So he needs to break up. So these obsession and addictions coming to an end, no longer being bonded to the material world because she was hyper-focused on the material world with that shared fantasy, which now is all the truth is coming out about the falsehoods of their relationship. So it's really coming full cycle here. Let's get some strength in reverse. Clarify that strength in reverse. Clarify that strength in reverse. Clarify the strength in reverse. Clarify the strength in reverse. We got here, yeah, he had a repeated psychological pattern of failure, falling out with everyone due to lack of confidence, low integrity, low discipline, lack of courage, very low character. Through illness and sickness, he had a repeated psychological pattern of failure, falling out with people, feeling like everyone was against him. Nobody has my back. Lots of disagreements, that war, creating lawsuits, creating problems, feeling the sense of betrayal. And it's a fall from grace. He had a fall from grace with no peace and now wanting peace. So he never had peace with the drug addictions and being with her. So it's looking like it's coming to an end. Let's get this Five of Swords in reverse. Clarify that Five of Swords in reverse. Clarify the Five of Swords in reverse. We have here, yeah, he's feeling quite defeated. That is rest recovery room. That is a recovery room. So he's in recovery because he keeps having these repeated problems. He's mentally sick. This is a card of someone who's constantly having psychological problems, always having fallouts with people, always feeling like a victim. Nobody will give in. He won't back down. He's having repeated issues, constant battle with everyone, always creating disagreements, constantly at war, really with himself, being a bully, feeling betrayed, sly and cunning behavior, taking what's not yours, very unfulfilling win that he had in court, relations always falling out. He just can't do it anymore. He needs to swallow his pride. It was a very unfulfilling win in court, which made him feel defeated. Getting 500 pounds was not a win. So then I think that was another part, just constant fallouts. So this is a recovery room, licking your wounds, trying to heal, trying to mend, feeling like a disgrace in essence. He's aiming for healing. He's aiming for grounding. He wants to quiet his mind, trying to plan his next moves, regenerate himself through prayer, meditation, solitude away from her. It is a convalescent card, so he's convalescing. He's in a hospital room, and he's in a healing position to quiet his mind and that bully energy in him, because he is a bully. He was very much a bully as a child. He would beat up other kids at birthday parties. He's just as much of a bully as Megan, okay? They were very like-minded like that. That's why he was drawn to her, because he has that same energy. He has always been a bully. He was never cheeky-chappy. He was always mentally falling apart, constant repeated psychological pattern of failure, absolutely coming to a point of total defeat, needing rest. So yes, he's in a hospital room. Yes, they went in and they got him very quickly. It accelerated very quickly. The news came to them. They quickly went into machine. They quickly went in and made a change. They accelerated very quickly, went towards him because they knew he was falling apart. They knew he was completely falling apart, and they didn't want to lose Harry. So it's looking like yes. In the past, this was something, he wanted their attention too. And the fact he couldn't get their attention didn't serve him. This was a way to get their attention too. I don't think it was intentional. I think he really literally did have this pattern of falling out with himself, because he did when he was with his other women. He did it when he was with Chelsea. He did it with every girlfriend he had. This is one of the reasons why they didn't like being with him, because he was very weak, low character. He wasn't a good boyfriend, and he's constantly having mental fallouts within himself, because he's always at war with himself. This is totally a card of really thinking that everybody's against you, that nobody has my back. But really, it's all within their own head. It's not necessarily true. It's just a thought process that they have within themselves. So he has to quiet his mind now. Let's clarify that Four of Swords. Let's clarify that Four of Swords. Harry, Four of Swords, in recovery, in convalescence. Wow, because they're falling out. Yeah, because the marriage is falling apart, disinterested. People aren't interested in him, constant breaking up. People tested the relationship with them, and a lot of people don't want him anymore. Not only Megan, but businesses, PR, corporations, everyone doesn't like him. So he's feeling really hated, total falling out, fall from grace. A complete fall from grace really gave him a mental collapse. Let's do there's a lack of harmony and connections here. It's a 6 card in reverse. So he's very self-centered, superficial. Everything was insubordination. So he just cannot do subordination. And then we have here, not likely to ever rebuild with dualities, with people that tested him to see if he was worth hiring and doing projects with. It doesn't necessarily have to be just a lover's situation. It can also be just testing a relationship. Everything was falling out, complete total disaster where he could not rebuild himself. How am I going to get myself out of this? I've been under attack by the media and I cannot fix this. So this is why he was at basically trying to snuff out his dark side, his addictions. And that was a challenging position to do. Let's clarify that Tower. The Tower is feeling under attack by the world. You know, it's life isn't giving him a fair handshake. He was back in a corner and stuck. Not likely to ever rebuild himself. Has to now face everything he did not want to face before. This is a scorched earth and living in denial. And now he has to clean up the mess. How do I clean up this mess? So this is him needing to go into detox. I think it's a detox that also does mental health at the same time. They have that here in the United States, where if you go into detox, they also, after they detox you, they then address the mental health. First, they need to detox you before they can give you the medication and the pills regarding the psychological makeup, because they got to get the drugs out of the system first. They can't just give you drugs and then switch and change. They want to detox first. So he has to detox first before they will do the drugs. But then they can deal with the mental health. This is going to spin him in a better spin, a better direction, better karma, better fate. This is getting lucky. They came in, he got lucky. So now his fortune's turning towards him. It's a good direction. It's a spin in his favor. And basically, it's a turning point. It's a turning point, but it's still a maybe whether or not he can recover. Personally, he will always have this psychological problem, but maybe he can find some peace. It's at least a better direction for him. Let's clarify that wheel. Let's clarify that wheel. Let's clarify that wheel. There we go. Yep, and then we have here, because he wasn't learning life's lessons is why everything came to scorched earth. And it's a negative message. And it's negative announcement. It's basically irresponsible, procrastination. He's having to learn from life's failures, in essence. Bad news. It was bad news, lack of progress. Nobody wants me. Nobody loves me. I'm married to this narcissist. You know, I was morally corrupt. We lied. Everything, the whole job, the work was a lie. Everything was a lie. The home was built on quicksand. You know, having a bothered conscience, his conscience was bothering him. The fantasy, the shared fantasy was coming to an end. His whole life was basically a tower crashing moment of the worst degree. You know, a reversal of fortune, not bringing in the money, having to reevaluate his values, needing to clear the energy to rebuild himself, but not really being able to until he gets clean and hoping everyone forgives him. It's a major life lesson of upheaval. And it was beyond, he felt like everything was beyond his control to the point he could not pick up. So he really was at the brink of unaliving and not wanting to have the dark side control him. His dark side and his addictions was controlling him, as well as his devil wife, trying to break free of his devil wife. She also was probably bringing him to that point, talking him into it. Go on, Harry. I dare you. Just do it. You know, you're an addict anyways. You know, this was just a shared fantasy and it's over. Reality's kicking in. Everybody knows you're an addict, you know. Maybe you should, you know, which put him in that mental prison. You know, you sabotaged yourself, Harry. I didn't do it for you. You know, your conscience should be bothering you. So, you know, really creating the super toxic home environment. You know, there was no peace in that home. No parties, no celebrations. Nobody would invite them to parties and celebrations. There was no happiness in the home. unhappy, everything, not fitting in. He couldn't fit in to society in California. Nobody wanted them. So let's get some more cards here on Harry. Harry. Let's get some more projection on Harry. What's going to happen with Harry? What's going to happen with Harry? I'm taking this one here. He's hoping his ships will come in and there'll be improvement by making all the right moves. Improvement. Three of Wands. Improvement. So this is through growth and communication. Now in communication with the family. Collaboration. And no longer being uncooperative and overindulgence with addiction and not making the right move. So he's hoping he's going to improve, that his life will improve. So I'm going to say it's looking like it. It absolutely looks like it because his whole world came crashing down, really came crashing down. So what does he expect next? What does he expect next? Taking his life back. Taking his life back with the King of Wands. This would be his father. This is the leader, the king. He wants to be a self-starter too, but basically this is an authority figure who removes the obstacles. So I would say that is King Charles removing the obstacles for him, taking that bold leadership, trying to help him improve, self-improvement, so that he can be back into the family legacy, improve the family legacy. But we have an erratic, dramatic woman here who's very angry and upset, who is very flat effect and who is unliked, who's a drama queen, angry and demanding, who's basically pretty toxic. She is a, starts with the B word, who's a coward and very toxic. She's very toxic to the family. They want to improve him and taking control, the alpha male coming in and controlling him. Harry's not an alpha male. He's never been an alpha male. And giving him the Page of Wands upright. Page of Wands upright is basically he got the message of concern over Harry. So he pulled him back in to the family dynamic here, where the fruits of life, the wealthy family, getting back to that rooted, solid life of abundance, stable family surroundings, getting back to full enjoyment for future generations. So that's how I see it. Yeah, I think so. I really do think so. I'm going to get to the center of the deck because the devil was taking over him. His dark side was controlling him and he was out of balance. He was about ready to drop the ball on himself because there was no negotiation. He couldn't negotiate his way out of this. Temperance also is negotiation. So basically everything got out of control, in excess. He was doing everything in excess, drugs, alcohol, with Meghan, lies, deception, media, false charities, false businesses. Nothing's going right. He couldn't keep calm. He couldn't carry on. Life was not in balance. He couldn't avoid the extremes. He had no patience. He couldn't take the middle ground. So he basically ended up saying no to life. The devil was winning over him, and he was running out of options. He at the center of the heart of this, he had no options. Fantasy and reality collided. The illusions of what they were going to get shattered. He was seeing the hard truth, and he realized, I am not grounded in reality. A lot of people were saying Harry is denial. Harry is not built in reality. Harry's not living in reality. So he realized that. He started indulging a lot, and it was affecting his mind. So he couldn't do anything in the middle ground. He couldn't take the middle road on anything. Everything was total excess with this relationship. Totally out of options. I'm going to calculate this as 14 plus 7. Comes to 21. 21 comes to 6 of Hearts, karmic relationship. So 6 of Hearts is the nostalgia card. This is that where the loyalty is there, the happy childhood, the youthful desires, idolizing the past. It is that welcome home card. Welcome home, Harry. You were out of options because of your devil, and you need to detox and come back in. So yes, I think he's back home. I think he's getting treatment. So that's good. That's good. She's not going to be able to do what I said on the previous spread, because now she's going to be blocked. She's going to be fully blocked, and she doesn't have the control over him anymore. The control's back in the family. So Charles took control. Charles came in. Charles is removing the obstacles. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this. Till next time, like and subscribe. Bye, you guys.